Okay, so this is something, well, I've done it once before if you've been watching, but not something I do very often. So, at least not until recently. Basically building another Bluetooth speaker, but instead of an ammo box like the last one, I'm using this 3D printed, let's see if I can actually get on camera here, kind of a boombox design. I literally just took a design that I made a while back, which is this one, just a full, basically just a model. I'm gonna use it for a few other things, hopefully. But one of the main things is building a Bluetooth speaker out of it, so I basically just hollowed it out to hold everything, removed the fake speaker so I can attach these 50 millimeter, just little speakers. Got it, just basically a little amp here, powers the whole thing. Runs off of, I think, like 5 volts, which should work with 3 AA batteries, which is like 4.5, if I remember correctly. I really didn't research too much before I did this. I just kind of got everything that looked good, and that was like a couple months ago. I've been sitting on this for a while. So either way, just going to start by soldering stuff together. That's mostly all it is. Make sure, of course, nothing is has any juice going to it before you start that. But I got my soldering iron heating up. Don't touch that. It will hurt. Remember that from middle school. But these wires are definitely a little long, so I'm just going to trim them up a bit. Of course, make sure you got your left and right separated. And then just going to apply these apart and strip them. So that way I can solder them in place. Or, yeah, that works too. Okay, gonna try this. Hopefully it goes all right. Again, it has been a long time since I've really done any soldering. I think last time was high school. It's been a while since I've been in high school, so just see how this goes. Still have some solder on them. Not a lot though. Of course, there we go. Get a little bit in there. This comes off as awkward. It's because it kind of is. Small space, and I'm still figuring this out. Okay, I think I've got this kind of figured out here. Let's see if I can. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna hook up our battery pack to our little amp. So basically I just stripped the wires, just kind of hooked them over each other. I'm just gonna twist them a little bit, just to make sure they don't go anywhere. Typically this is what I would do with most of my electrical stuff in the past. I think I did it with, and by I think I know what I did with my other Bluetooth speaker. However, since I now have I didn't have a soldering iron at the time, I'm going to attempt to kind of solder them together a little bit. Hopefully. Really should have gotten some flux first. I've heard that works. Kind of like what you do with plumbing, which I have a little more experience with. All right, that should hold it. Now, a little thing to do with that, since they are exposed wires, gonna wanna make sure to put some heat shrink tubing on, just to make sure nothing touches, because that'll short circuit. Okay. Apparently that's not hot enough. This will just kind of protect everything. Oh, come on. I know I still got fuel in here. Okay, that should do. And just do the same with the other side. All right, so now that you're done watching me butchering soldering, now it's time to kind of assemble everything. Since we're in the back, I'm just gonna start with this battery pack here. Now the ones I have an on-off switch, but it's not in the right spot. So just make sure it's flipped to on. Then I'm just gonna take some double-sided tape here. Stick that on. I've used this stuff in the past. It seems to hold pretty well. The little film's hard to get off, though. Okay, that took way too much. That just fits there, and then we need to put batteries in. That just comes out. I'll leave a link to all the parts I used, if I remember, and plus a link to Thingiverse that'll have the 3D print for this, as well as my other stuff if you're interested. But now from there, I'm gonna do the same with my little amp here. Grab a piece of some double-sided tape. Stick it on the back. Hope stuff comes off a little easier. There we go. And I was gonna stick it on the outside, but due to some change in plans, I think it's just gonna be easy to stick it to this back wall here. Also, so I can use this as an on-off switch. Plus, this also has a little aux cord thing, if you can still find one of those. Okay, then from here, I just need a bit of a epoxy to attach these in place, and we're done. Oh, little thing I should note, it's hard to tell, but there's a little gap on the inside here where these wires should sit just perfectly. So that's basically it. I don't have a lid for it because I forgot to print one, but just kind of JB welded those into place where they stay in. It's not the most powerful speaker. I took it to work where it is kind of loud, but like my big ammo box speaker, well, at least big compared to this, doesn't have any issues, you know, drowning out everybody else. This really didn't. I had it turned all the way up and I could hear it just fine, but it really wasn't loud. Sound quality is good, and if you're just kind of like sitting in your house, it's just a nice little speaker. But for, again, it's being kind of an experimental, just kind of seeing if I could do it, not too bad. I would play some music through it, but the only thing I could play would be like copyrighted, and yeah, I don't want to deal with that.